Okay, welcome to one more lecture. We are about to end with chapter number 2 of history, 9th standard. This is the third lecture we are going to conduct for chapter number 2. Okay, so we studied about the era, the period from 1947 till 1990. Okay, we studied about introduction, and in the introduction we studied about independence period, about Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, about Indira Gandhi, about Punjab issues, different types of issues, about Rajiv Gandhi, about the formation of Janata Party. Moving ahead, we have the changes after 1991. Okay, till now we have studied, in 2 lectures we have studied about India from 1947 till 1990. Okay, now moving ahead, we have the changes after 1991. The year 1991 is held to be very important in the history of the world as well as India. The Soviet Union disintegrated into several different small countries and the Cold War came to an end. Now, if you see, there need to be, you have studied about Cold War, no? If you have not studied about Cold War, we have Cold War in this textbook. What happened in Cold War we will be studying in future. So what happened here is, in the year 1991 India got revolutionized, you can say. बहुत सारे changes आए इंडिया में, और उसके साथ साथ you can say Soviet Union got disintegrated and got divided into many parts. Okay, and the Cold War, which was going on from 60 years between America and Russia, it came to an end. In India, the government under the leadership of Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao initiated many changes in the Indian economy. Just because India was under many loans, and it went into a crisis of economy. Economic slowdown nahi bolenge, economic full stop you can say, which came in the year 1991. Under the leadership of P.V. Narasimha Rao and Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, India got back to its routine, or you can say in the profitable manner of economy. India became stable again. Okay. During this period, Ram Janmabhoomi and Babri Mosque issue at Ayodhya came to the forefront. Ram Janmabhoomi and Babri Masjid issue. Just now this Supreme Court gave the verdict. You know about that particular issue. This issue was started in the year 1991. Babri Masjid was demolished, and there were certain issues on that. Let us not discuss about that particular thing. But the main particular topic which we need to discuss of this particular decade is economic reforms, which was made by Congress government under the leadership of Finance Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. India got privatized. Many public sector companies were turned into private sector companies, and LPG policy was adopted. Liberalization, privatization and globalization. Liberalization means freedom. Privatization means to private companies, and globalization means, if you see all together, liberalization means freedom, privatization means to private companies, and globalization means at global level. Freedom to private companies to do their business at global level. This particular plan was implemented by Congress government in the year 1991. Why? Because those companies which were government companies and those companies which were private companies, उनको proper तरीके से उनका बोलते ना, they were not given freedom to do business. If you want to do business, you need to take permission from the government, you need to pay certain taxes, you need to remove the license of smallest particular business. If you want to make this marker, you need to remove license to make this marker. और वो government के through आता था, और government used to not give permission to make license and all. You cannot do anything in this country. So all these particular restrictions were removed by the government just because to promote privatization in the country. Just because to boost the economy, because the economy which was under the leadership of Congress government, it turned its hands. मतलब पहले से the government kept 85% of the companies of India in its pocket only. 85% companies were under public sector, 15% was in the hands of private sector. This altogether got turned. Now 15% is under government sector and 85% is of private sector. We have more of private companies in India right now. This scenario was altogether different before 1991. We had more government companies, less private companies. Okay. In the elections conducted between 1996 and 1999, no political party got a clear majority in Lok Sabha. This resulted in 3 government in the short span of time. 1996 to 1999, in these 3 years, the elections were conducted and no particular party got clear-cut majority. Okay, so those led, there were prime ministers Atal Bihari Vajpayee, H.D. Devegowda and Inder Kumar Gujral were among them. These were the 3 prime ministers of India at that particular 3 years. And then in the year 1991, again a particular, you can say, National Democratic Alliance came to power under the flag of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Again, see, NDA government, जिसको बोला जाता है NDA, National Democratic Alliance government, under the leadership of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, from which party he used to represent Bharatiya Janata Party. Okay, in the year 1999, Bharatiya Janata Party came to power under the flag of Bharatiya Janata Party, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee became India's Prime Minister. Atal Bihari Vajpayee tried to establish a dialogue with Pakistan but was not successful. India conducted a number of nuclear tests in 1998 and declared herself as an atomic power. In 1999, there was another war between India and Pakistan in Kargil region over the Kashmir issue. India defeated Pakistan in this war as well. Now, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he tried to establish certain peaceful treaties with Pakistan, but it didn't got successful. In the year 1998, India again conducted its nuclear test, and in the year 1999, India and Pakistan went into war with each other. India and Pakistan went into war with each other over the issue of Kashmir, and Pakistan got defeated. India won that particular war. Indian economy. Right from independence, the modernization of economic self-sufficiency and social justice have been the characteristics of Indian economy. India wanted to acquire modernity and self-reliance by establishing industries. Right from the independence period, India is trying to become self-reliant. कि हम लोग किसी पे डिपेंडेंट नहीं रहे. We don't need any other country to get हमारे ऊपर कोई एहसान नहीं करे. We don't need any other country to export its material into our country. Okay, we don't want anybody to help us. We want self-reliant country. हमारी country में हम लोग सब बनाए and हम लोग उसको use करें. Make in India project, which has been started by the Prime Minister of India right now, is a part of that particular project. So many industries were started in that particular period in the year 1990s. We wanted to establish an economy based on social justice through planning. For this, National Planning Commission was established that would coordinate development through the policy of 5-year plans. Now, in the beginning of the year, in the beginning of this particular chapter, I told that Indian government started planning commissions. What does planning commission do? They make manifestos, they make plans for upcoming 5 years. See, in the year 2014, government, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he introduced his manifesto. He told कि हम ऐसा करेंगे, वैसा करेंगे, दुनिया भर के काम करेंगे, and he told many promises. I don't know how much promises are fulfilled or not. That is not an issue. That is not the topic we are discussing right now. But the thing is, government makes the manifestos. Government tries to make the plan, which they will implement. They show the prospectus कि हम 5 साल में इतना काम करने वाले हैं. Please give us the vote. Okay, they make certain plans and they try to establish particularly those वो plan को लोग fulfill करने की कोशिश करते हैं ताकि next 5 years में उनकी government आए. This is the basic motto. Why they they work for the people, because they want votes, because they want their own government, because they want welfare of the people, because they want development of the country. This is the basic concept to establish a government, to develop the country. To develop the country every 5 years. Thoda karke. You cannot become a superpower in 5 years. So you need to take small steps each 5 years. The Narasimha Rao government started economic reform from 1991. These economic reforms are called as economic liberalization. The Indian economy flourished as a result of the implementation of this policy. The foreign investment in India increased. Skilled Indian professionals helped reform the Indian economy. The field of information technology opened several avenues of the employment in the country. The changes after 1991 are also described as globalization. Now, India adopted LPG policy, as I told you, after 1991. LPG means liquid petroleum gas, nahi. Liberalization, privatization, globalization. Now this liberalization, privatization, globalization, I told you the full form. किस particular चीज से चलता है वो? Freedom for the private companies to do business at a global level. Okay. So many people from other countries, many experts, many companies from other countries, they came to India. They established their business in India. Many people went to abroad countries and they established their business over there. They brought the money in. Many companies came to India and then started the business here. So every country in the world started their business somewhere around the globe, and they tried to establish the peace and universalization of business. पहले सब अपने कंट्री में रहकर ही बिजनेस करते थे, अपने कंट्री में ही बेचते थे वो सारे प्रोडक्ट्स. बट आज नाउ यू कैन सी, यू कैन परचेज. You are sitting in your bedroom, you can purchase anything from anywhere. कोई भी दुनिया के किसी भी कोने से कोई भी प्रोडक्ट तुम लोग खरीद सकते हो. They will tell you कि हाँ, this will take 1 month to come, to ship at your place. Why? Because if the product is coming from America, it will take time ना. It is not like Flipkart कि हाँ 5 दिन में आ गया. बस सही में नहीं रखा है वो, 9 रुपये रिक्शा करके उन लोग नहीं लाके देंगे. It will take time because shipping charges plus the shipping time. The period, it's long because plane से आने के लिए या किसी भी चीज़ से आने के लिए टाइम लगता है, शिप से आने के लिए. Mostly the import and export activity in India is carried out, 99% the activity of import and export is carried out in India by ships and not by airways. Okay. And in the year 1991, when they adopted this LPG policy, this proved to be the best policy India has ever adopted. Okay. Liberalization, privatization, globalization policy is adopted by the best finance minister India has ever had. If you don't know, finance minister, one and only Dr. Manmohan Singh. So he, adopted this policy to make sure India gets a benefit from this policy. There was not at all any chance that this policy would fail, because the man who was behind that particular policy is a great economist right now. Science and technology. Moving ahead, we have next paragraph, science and technology. 2 major events must be mentioned while describing India's effort towards self-reliance. There were 2 major events. First is Dr. M.S. Swaminathan is known as the father of Green Revolution in the year 1965. He implemented new scientific agricultural techniques and increased the production of food grains. Okay. In the year 1965, we were running short of food grains. So in order to increase the production, in order to boost up the production activities, the agricultural activities, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, he implemented certain scientific policies or scientific research. He did something which was very remarkable, and that particular period or that particular moment came to be known as Green Revolution. Okay. Then we have Dr. Verghese Kurian. He was responsible for successful implementation of White Revolution in India. White Revolution, obviously, if we go by color, all you know is White Revolution was done in order to increase the production of milk in the country. Okay. India had also made a lot of progress in the fields of atomic energy and space research. Okay. Dr. Homi Bhabha led the foundation of the Indian Atomic Power Program. India insisted on using atomic energy for peaceful purposes like generation of electricity, pharmaceuticals and defense. India has achieved a considerable success in the space technology as well. In 1975, the first satellite Aryabhatta was launched. Now, पहले इतना पढ़ लेते. Now, India has made a remarkable project in the space and research organizations and all also. So, this particular remarkable progress of India was led by Dr. Homi Bhabha. Okay. Now, if you want to visit his universities or if you want to learn more about Dr. Homi Bhabha, the nearest place you can go is, if you are staying in Mumbai or this particular place, you can go to Chembur, and we have Dr. Homi Bhabha Research Center over there. Okay, वहाँ पर आप लोग जाओ, and it is quite a huge center. You need an auto rickshaw from Chembur station to visit that particular place first. तो उन लोग तुमको गेट पे छोड़ेंगे, and from that gate you need an auto rickshaw to do the survey of that particular place. It is quite huge. It has 16 gates, and each gate is 1 kilometer far from other. So 16 kilometer का उनका campus है. If you want to roam inside, you need an auto rickshaw, or you can walk if you have the capabilities. Okay. Now, India made successful attempts of atomic energies. It made use of atomic energy to generate electricity in the field of pharmaceuticals, in the field of defense. Atomic energy is quite useful, and India also, in the year 1975, India launched its first satellite called Aryabhatta. Today, India has a successful space program, and many satellites has been launched. So, first satellite, it was named after the mathematician Aryabhatta, and after that, India launched many satellites in space. Today we have so many satellites. By उसका use करके हम लोग अगर देखने जाए तो we have immense of technologies in India right now. We have telecommunication, we have televisions running, showing the broadcast, live telecast of each and every place. We have weather forecasting satellites. Certain satellites are present in the space which India has launched. India has also made considerable advancement in the telecom sector. Now, obviously, each and every person in the house has a mobile phone. So, India has made a remarkable progress in this field as well. Changes in social field. During this period, there were several major changes in the social field in India. Some of the changes are related with the issues of empowerment of women, and the other are related with the policies regarding the uplift of deprived sections of the society. To promote all-round development of women and children, a separate Department of Women and Children Development was created in the year 1985 under the Ministry of Human Resource Development. Now, changes in social field. Apart from the development, apart from science and technology, apart from economic development, we have made certain changes in the social life as well. See, you only money is nothing. You don't need only money to survive. You need social and mental peace as well. So, in order to achieve those mental peace, in order to achieve the development of society, we made certain certain changes. I'm really sorry for that. We made certain changes in our social life as well. So, say for example, we made welfare for the backward caste or backward parts of India. We did welfare for the women or deprived sections of the society. Deprived means जिनको पूरा they don't have their own rights. Like women, right now, if you see, there are very few places left in India, but there exist places where women don't get their own rights. Okay, we made certain laws, to promote children and weaker women and children, promote women and children of the society. See, there was Department of Women and Child Development, which was created in the year 1985. Okay, under the Ministry of Human Resource Development. Some laws were made to ensure social justice to women and help the implementation of various schemes in this direction. After, see, ये तो बन गया हमारा एक particular you can say that act बन गया, Women and Children Development Act. But to implement this act, laws were also made कि जो भी ये particular act को follow नहीं करेगा, we will punish them into certain acts. Okay, so act was made, law was made. They include the Prohibition of Dowry Act, Equal Remuneration Act. As per the 73rd and 74th Constitution Amendments, seats were reserved for women in the local government bodies. Now, government bodies like Gram Panchayat, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, different types of government bodies, in those particular government bodies, certain seats were reserved for women as well. Now, why the reservation of women? Because women in this society is considered to be weak. In Indian society, women is considered to be weak. So in order to promote women, reservation was made for women sections, and dowry was eradicated. Dowry act was made to eradicate dowry. Dowry, you know, dowry पता है ना क्या होता है, जो अभी तक eradicate हुआ नहीं है. ओके, वी से दैट कि हाँ डाउरी क्या है, लड़की के माँ बाप की खुशी से जो भी देना है दे सकते. दैट इज नॉट पर्टिकुलर थिंग. यू आर टेकिंग द गर्ल एज वेल एज द सामान भी लेके जाओगे, लड़की भी लेके जाओगे, ऐसा थोड़ी चलता है. डाउरी वॉज प्रोहिबिटेड. डाउरी को प्रोहिबिट करने के लिए एक्ट बनाया गया, बट स्टिल डाउरी इज कंटिन्यू इन इंडिया. खुशी खुशी होता है ऊपर से. So that particular thing should not happen. Movies में भी दिखाते, खुलेआम दिखा रहे, गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग. इक्वल रेम्यूनरेशन एक्ट. इक्वल रेम्यूनरेशन मीन्स अगर समझो सुबह 9 से लेकर शाम के 5 बजे तक काम करने का अगर किसी आदमी को 10,000 रुपया मिल रहा है तो औरत को भी उतना ही मिलना चाहिए. फीमेल शुड ऑल्सो गेट द सेम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, नॉट मोर देन दैट, नॉट मोर देन मेन. बाय यू शुड बी इक्वल, नॉट सी बैलेंस मेंटेन करना है तो बैलेंस रखो. आदमी को नीचे मत लेकर आओ या औरत को ऊपर लेके जा रहे हो, जो भी करना है करो, बट बैलेंस रखो. औरत को ऊपर लेके जाने की जरूरत नहीं. यू शुड मेक इक्वल laws for both men and women. Okay, according to the makers of the Indian Constitution, some constituents of the Indian society were deprived of dignity and equal opportunity due to the caste system. Now caste system की वजह से constitution में लिखा गया था कि some part of the section, weaker sections of the society, they don't get their rights. Okay, like caste की वजह से the Kaka Saheb Kalelkar Commission was set up in the year 1953. In the year 1953, Kaka Saheb Kalelkar Commission was made in the year 1953, which tried to improve the condition of backward people, or you can say the people who are not getting their rights in the constitution, or you can say from outside the constitution. In 1978, a commission was constituted under the chairmanship of B.P. Mandal to study the issue of backward classes. Again, in 1978, similar type of commission was formed under the name of B.P. Mandal. ये कमीशन पे बैकवर्ड क्लासेस या बैकवर्ड जो अदर बैकवर्ड क्लास के जो लोग हैं उनके लोगों के लिए काम करती थी. The policy of reservation was adopted in order to strengthen the representation of backward sections in the various services and institutions. Now बहुत सारे सर्विस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में, बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस में बैकवर्ड क्लास के लोगों को जॉब मिलना चाहिए या उनको एडमिशंस मिलने चाहिए. सो इन ऑर्डर टू पर्टिकुलरली प्रिजर्व दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग, बैकवर्ड क्लास को डेवलप करने के लिए, इन ऑर्डर टू डेवलप द बैकवर्ड क्लास पीपल, द बैकवर्ड सेक्शंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी, द बैकवर्ड सेक्शंस ऑफ इंडिया, देयर वर सर्टेन रिजर्वेशंस मेड इन certain parts of the society, certain literate parts of the society, certain organizations, certain institutions, certain service organizations. Okay, the government passed the Prevention of Atrocities, atrocities मतलब अत्याचार, in act in 1989 to enable those belonging to the scheduled castes and tribes to live with dignity and respect, free from fear, violence and oppression of the upper class. गवर्नमेंट ने फिर सर्टन लॉज भी बनाए कि जो लोग शेड्यूल कास्ट के हैं या बैकवर्ड कास्ट के हैं या लोअर कास्ट के हैं, दोज पीपल बिलोंगिंग टू द लोअर कास्ट, शेड्यूल कास्ट, अदर बैकवर्ड क्लास और शेड्यूल ट्राइब, दोज पीपल विल गेट बेनिफिट्स एंड दोज पीपल विल बी ब्रॉट टू इंडिपेंडेंस फ्रॉम द रूल ऑफ अपर क्लास पीपल. लेट मी रिपीट दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टेटमेंट अगेन इन हिंदी. जो लोग लोअर कास्ट के थे, शेड्यूल कास्ट के थे, शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स के थे, ओबीसी के थे या तो बैकवर्ड कास्ट के, उन लोगों के ऊपर जब अपर क्लास वाले लोग का, उच्च जात वाले लोग का जो अत्याचार हो रहा था, एट्रोसिटीज हो रही थी, उसके खिलाफ भी एक एक्ट बनाया गया, द एट्रोसिटीज एक्ट इन ऑफ द ईयर 1989, in order to preserve the rights of lower caste people, backward class people. Today in India we don't see any differences or dissimilarities between lower caste and upper caste people. I am a teacher and I teach equally to the person sitting on my right side, on my left side. This particular person is of lower caste, this particular person is of upper caste, that particular person is a Muslim person, he or she is a Hindu person, that particular person is a Christian person. I don't ask their names, I don't ask their caste, I don't ask their religion. I just teach them equally because we don't have such a type of attitude in ourselves. We need our society to develop. We need our country to develop. We need everybody to develop together because we live in a secular nation. We are a multicolored nation. We don't have separate colors. Our flag, our particular country is divided and united together. Okay? We are a mixture of everything. भेल है एक टाइप का और बहुत टेस्टी है, बट अगर तुम लोगों ने भेल को अलग कर दिया, सब सामान को अलग कर दिया, तो उसमें टाइम भी लगेगा, टाइम वेस्ट भी होगा, और फिर जब वो अलग होगा तो भेल नरम हो चुकी रहेगी और उसमें टेस्ट भी नहीं रहेगा. तो तुमको ध्यान में रखना है, तुमको भेल बन के रहना है या तुमको एक ऐसे नरम पपड़ी बन के रहना है. वी नीड आवर कंट्री टू डेवलप, वी नीड आवर कंट्री टू स्टे स्ट्रॉन्ग, फ्रेश एकदम डेवलप होते रहना है, टेस्टी होना है एकदम. आई नो दैट वाज सम कहीं और चले गए थे अपन भेल वेल को लेके, कंट्री और भेल को. ओके, द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ द चैप्टर, globalization brought about many changes. Globalization brought about many changes in different fields like economy. Globalization ने economic reforms, political, science, technology, society और culture हर एक particular field में changes लाने की कोशिश की. Changes आए हैं just because of globalization. Our society has changed a lot. First we used manpower, now we are using computer. First we used to have just a phone to call, to receive call or to make a call. Now we use the phone like a computer. Okay, machine से घिरे हुए हैं हम लोग. Obviously that particular thing is because of globalization. We have vehicles, we have so many you can say that कितने सारी चीजें हैं हमारे घर में भी. तुम लोग देख लो, you are using so many products from so many countries. Okay, I am like taking a lecture today, so the AC above me is made in Japan, you know. कितनी सारी चीजें, ये जो है ये कहीं से बन के, ये कहाँ से है, oh, made in China. Okay, so we have so many so many products from so many countries. Now we have discussed some of these changes in the above paragraphs. India has emerged as an important country on the global scene in different spheres. India is an important member of international organizations like G20 and BRICS. BRICS का full form है Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. This is a, you can say that group of 5 countries which work together and develop together in order to establish development all together, all round development. ठीक है? And we have achieved development in the telecommunication fields as well. Mobile phones, internet help us to sorry. Mobile phones, internet and communication facilities are possible just because of satellites which we have from sent from our country. Also we have developed in many fields like politics, economics and certain other things. So these changes are visible from their dietary habits, clothing, language and beliefs. People have changed their beliefs, people have changed their clothing style, people have changed their languages. Now first people used to wear dhoti and khadi clothes. Now we are wearing jeans, track pants and all t-shirts. First we used to only speak in Hindi and Sanskrit and Urdu. Now we are speaking in English, we are communicating in English and Hindi. Mixed चल रहा है, भेल है मैंने बोला था तुम लोगों को. So it is altogether a change which has taken place due to globalization, due to privatization, due to liberalization, due to economic reforms, due to development of the country in last 70 years. Okay. In the next chapter we are going to study some internal challenges before India. So here we end with the chapter, but the thing is we are not going to start chapter number 3 after this. We are going to start with geography. Geography textbook is not been started right now, but the thing is I am going to bring a map from the classes. Right now I am at my home, so we don't have a map over here. You know we have map in classes. So classes हम लोग map लेकर आएंगे पुलिस से बचा के, और I will teach you geography from next lecture. Till then you can stay at home, can refer from your textbook. If you don't have textbook, we have sent in the group, refer from that particular PDF. If you don't have a PDF, you can see the YouTube video right now. जो हमें you can see the YouTube video again and again. If you're not getting from YouTube video, you can ask me the doubts on this Instagram, Facebook or WhatsApp, whatever you feel. Okay, so that's it. We have ended chapter number 2. We have taken 3 lectures of chapter number 2. I hope you people have understood. We studied about India from the year 1947 till the end of लास्ट सेंचुरी 2000 तक हम लोगों ने अप्रोक्सीमेट पढ़ा है. 2000 के बाद क्या हुआ था वो इस टेक्स्ट बुक में अगर आगे होगा तो हम लोग पढ़ेंगे. इफ देयर इज नथिंग अबाउट द पीरियड आफ्टर 2000 वी विल स्टडी मोर अबाउट द लास्ट सेंचुरी, late 90s. Okay, thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe. Please send this video to your friends as well, and make our channel famous. Okay, thank you so much.